Good morning. I came on here today to tell you a little bit about something that my daughter picked me up. We happened to be seeing it on a particular channel. I can't think of who it was. I think it was Jeremiah, and she was talking about this. She went and picked it up at Walmart, and my daughter and I were we saw it and we stopped right at that moment. We said we're gonna try it. So this is what it is. I don't know if I've shown you this before. Uh, mhm. It comes like this. This is the mouthwash rinse. Now, the other part of that is that this pulling oil. Now, I thought it was going to be full of oil, but it's not. It's just got a little oil in it along with other things. So it will not clog your drain up, I don't think. I was concerned about that. I was like, is this heavy oil? What's it doing? So, this is it. It's called Kizenka. Kizenka. And this one is called Guru Nanda mouthwash. Guru Nanda mouthwash. And it's a pretty big bottle. And you have this. This is your little rinsing cup. And this is, boom. It mixes together once you pour it into the cup. Now, my daughter, also with that, I think with the pulling oil, you get a tongue. You clean your tongue. And I'm going to tell you something. I already was doing this, but the combination of these two together stopped a lot of phlegm and, you know, what you call allergies, things coming up in my nose in the morning. I was trying to clear my throat. It really helped bring all of that down. So if that's what you are having problems with, having a lot of bronchial infections and what have you, this will be good. Well, at least for me it was, in cleaning all of that out. So another thing, my daughter said that she experienced drying. Sometimes it would make her mouth dry. So you may not want to use the mouthwash every day or whatever what you want to make the mouth dry every day, but use it every other day. I'll make sure you have some water around. I'm not sure what that drying is about in her case because it did not happen to me. But yeah, so I just came on here and to talk about that. Another thing I really want to talk about too. I don't know if I've shown you this before, but I got this off Amazon. Now, these two items I ordered and had delivered from Walmart. Okay, and so I got those from Walmart. Walmart definitely has them, and that's what we want. I don't know. Yeah, I got it from Walmart and had them delivered from Walmart. But this little pore pad, because if you can look at it closely, you know that I was sick in bed for 8 years. Okay, and finally got out and started moving, able to walk around and walk and what have you. And in that time, I got a lot of damage. Now, if you remember, this that is now here, all the way up to my eye, I call, bruising. People have that usually when they pass away. You get all that bruising, get all the bruising around here. You have to fight that. That's the one time that you have to fight that and get you a skin lightener and fight that. Get you some soap and fight that so you can get it off. Now, it's going to take me about maybe a year to get it completely off. But this right here started all the way over here. It was all the way down there. Now, it's here. You see? It's over here too, see? All in this eye up here. I got all this like wrinkled skin up here that started because this poor skin is trying to do something to protect itself. You see? But also, you can see my pores. You can see little tiny holes, That means that your pores have something in it, and you need to try to get something to help get it out. And I have been using this, and it seems to be helping me, but I'm going to report back another time. Now, you can buy another kind. I think it's $85. This was $39, and you get quite a few pads in here, And it's not telling me exactly how many, but you get quite a few. Now, it comes with a little thing, because you don't put your hands on anything. You have to pick it up with this, you see. And that's what the pads look like. Now, the dimple side, you do that first, then you flip it over. And some people buy the other ones. You get like 4 or 5 of them in a packet at $85. And if that's what you want to do, I think you should. But I think I want to be able to have something where I can be more consistent, you see, and be able to really use it and get results. And so far, that's exactly what's happening to me. I am getting results, okay? So if you want to try Metacube Zero Pore Pad 2.0, Metacube Zero Pore Pad 2.0, which I got from Amazon, then that's another thing. Because I'm up here today, coming in here to do skincare and then do scalp care too. So I'm doing that this morning, but I was brushing my teeth, and I thought, so let me tell you something. This little thing right here, you do that, you do that first. You go ahead and do this at the beginning before you brush your teeth. Put that through your teeth, because that'll loosen up things. Then you brush your teeth. Then you clean your tongue. Then you put your mouthwash on, you see. And, you know, when you do this, and your partner, whoever it may be, you know, begins to want to give a little kiss or something, it's going to make a major difference all over you. But then you need to make him do this too, or her, whoever it is. You see, you need to do that too, because it makes a difference. I also want to speak about one more thing. I want to let you know, first to begin this conversation, is that the only difference between men and women is their function. If you happen to be born a woman, it means that you'll probably be the person that have the kids if you are able to. Now, I'm not right about everything, so I'm not pretending to be, but I'm just going to give you my thoughts. If you're a man, it means that you can make children if you are able to. If everything is functioning well, if you were healthy, if you come from a line of healthy people, you know what I mean? If your DNA is pretty strong, then you'll be able to contribute to the process of creating a child. That's it. Now, this might be a little controversial, and I don't mean it to be, but as we all know, and should know by now, with all the stuff that we have been through, with so many people's theories on spiritual living in God and God's existence, we know there's no incongruence with what people say in science and what actually happened. People did indeed, by the command of God, walk out of the amniotic fluid that possessed the earth at the time. Now, we got a different story. You can accept either one you want. But you have to pray and fast, and maybe you'll get this answer. You got to be somewhere where you can pray and fast and see what happens, and see if your mind can accept it, because you've had hundreds of years of conditioning not to believe that. So that the Father says that He is not the author of confusion. You see. And then He also said, prove in all things. Okay. So when they tell you, like, we did the research and blah, 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 and people walked out, they did. You see. I said all that to say this. Women are not lower than men, and men are not lower than women. The Father is a just. Just means equal and fair. God. But you have a lot of male-centered women will fight you. You see, so that they can be like, no, the man is supposed to do it, but it's all based in, I want to sit at home. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do that. You don't have to do all that. If that's the kind of woman that you are, then you get the kind of man that he is that will do that for you. There's no law against you choosing how you want to live your life and how you want to be treated. but you don't lock other women in shackles and chains so that you can do your what you call traditional living. And what's traditional about it? Because it can't be traditional. Okay, you have there was nobody sitting around and sitting in a house, and that we see in Roots that the women still had their own place, their own tents. They didn't even be with their husbands. They had separate places that they maintained from their husband because you had many people had many wives. So what's tradition? I don't want to. You need to get your facts together. Okay, you need to get yourself together because that's really problematic. That's problematic that you say stuff like that. What's tradition today, by European standard, is not your tradition. It don't even have nothing to do with you. You see? So I said that to say all of this. Stop telling your daughters and sons that which God did not say. The Father, when he wanted us to imagine who he was, he says, I'm a judge. And remember that you got to come before me with the law. Okay? So then he's not like people on earth. What did he say? I am not a man that I should lie. You only have to lie when you're trying to cover up stuff. And you can't change stuff, and you know you did stuff, but the Father can do what he want to do. He ain't got to lie to you. Who are you? Now he said, let there be, and put the earth on a directive. And the directive was to create. You understand? And everything was created. He didn't put his hands on nothing. You see what I'm saying? So the whole idea that some people have that's in the church that say, yeah, they had to be having special involvement with family members. And they use that to do wrong things. Because God made them and nobody else but them. Well, come on now. How he gonna tell you that that's wrong? You see what I'm saying? And then say, oh, but we're gonna make an exception until people. No. Lots of people walked out of the amniotic fluid that created the earth. I call it amniotic, but creationist fluid that created all the animals and things on the surface of the earth. And each thing had the power to make itself what it wanted to be. So if the flamingo wanted backwards knees, that's what he got. If the duck-billed platypus wanted a duck bill like a duck, that's what he took. He said, I think that's cute. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to try that on me. Oh, girl, I'm cute. Mm-hmm. That's the way the Father is. Even in life today, he allows you to create yourself. We continue to create ourselves. Now, this might be controversial, just like I said. But, hey, we need to stop all this nonsense going around here telling it's okay to take people's vote and tell them what they can and cannot do with their body. It's a major thing that, at one time in the problems that were trying to start in heaven, you had beings that did not want to live by the rule of God. So he created another place. And he said, you come down here and whatever you're big enough to do, you can do it. But you ain't going to do that in my house. No, ma'am. No, sir. Okay, here you go. So now, if the whole purpose for you to come down here and be the biggest fool you can be, so why are you trying to make rules to change it? Who are you? And the reason why I brought this up is because I saw a black lady. Black people usually don't do this kind of foolishness because what did God say the greatest commandment? Love ye what? One another. What people are doing in their sinful ways ain't your business. You don't have to support it or partake in it, but that's not your job. He said, let the wheat and the chaff do what? Grow together. And then he was going to do the separating. He didn't say you. Okay? So here on earth, nothing is perfect. You can actually have your DNA knitted in ways where you may have desires for this or desire for that. When you go in, you find that it has come down from somebody in your family. And that's not your fault. Because we know what? A thing can mark your blood, right? People can do a thing and that thing will mark your blood. And so it'll come down in your DNA. So you got children born because people did this or people did that in ways back. And now you're trying to blame them. We've been here millions of years. How you going to blame them? Okay? What people make choices about their life is not your business. What you're supposed to do is love people. Be honest with them. I don't rock with that. Okay, that just ain't me. Okay? But you need something? Okay, here, have a plate, sit down, have dinner, do whatever. You see what I'm saying? But for you to say, you want these two women want to get married, and I'm not gonna make you a wedding outfit, that ain't your business. You're gonna get in trouble with the Father. Because whatever the Father wants them to know, He know how to tell them. He didn't ask you to try to impersonate Him. And this is what the Father taught me early on in my career, which was, you know what, you don't know who is who. You don't know who support me and who don't. You see? It's just like anything else. You might be the best person in the world, but you just lie. People know you. But you friendly, give you the shirt off your back, when somebody gets sick in the neighborhood, but he just lie. You see, a sin is a sin is a sin. And you trying to make what did the Father say? There is no big what? There's no big sin, there's no little sin. You see, but whenever people do that, they're trying to make themselves special. They're not trying to serve God. And they'll argue you down. No. Now you can go in the church and you can find something you can talk about. You can be seen for. That means you are rather pathetic. Okay? You're rather pathetic. That's all in real time. That's in real faith. And I told you that and I mean it. You don't have any business picking on people. Now, you can have good people who lie, who are a particular thing, and you can have bad ones. So you have to protect yourself from that. Because that's just general things. That's the general understanding of human beings. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them sometimes in between. You see? But you picking on people and not giving them a service. And the more important thing is that you open the door to people to discriminate against black people and other races of people. And that's the trick. You see, they find something that is in the black community foolishly, and they're going to use it against you to take away your rights. You see, when you start saying, I won't serve you, then how dare you when they told us we can't sit down and have a hamburger? What if Target say you can't get pants out of there? At one time, we couldn't go in to the stores and try on clothes. They wouldn't let us. We could go in and pick out clothes, but we couldn't try them on. And if we bought them, they wouldn't take them back. Because they said we was disgusting, we were animals, and they didn't want to be wearing clothes after us. So now you done got so grown and so comfortable. You rejecting other people that God told you not to reject. What did He tell you? You say you believe so closely in Jesus, but Jesus was sitting down with prostitutes, sitting down with gay people, sitting down with everybody. He made wine for the party. He didn't say, I'm finna make wine and you gay people get out the door. Yeah, you mad. I know you mad because the power of God is hitting you right now with your unrighteous, selfish end. You're going to open up the door for something that's going to harm your own children trying to be in somebody's business that ain't none of yours. I know it. I know every word. It's cutting you to the quick. And that's what the Father means for it to do. You better come out from among them. You hear me? This foolishness that people are practicing and saying that it is God's. It is not. You're going to be sitting outside, not being able to get in different places and putting you over here where you get on the bus. And they're going to say you can't ride the plane. We couldn't even ride the plane. If some white person comes and say, I feel uncomfortable having to make a hamburger for black people. And you tell me I feel uncomfortable. You starting something discriminatory practices that's gonna come back to bite you here. Let me tell you something. You better try to stand up to your family members and say, we ain't gonna do this. That ain't none of our business. We're not gonna let no people act crazy around us or disrespectfully or doing things openly that they should not be doing. You see what I'm saying? We can stand up and say that to anyone. You see? But you opening the door to have your own foolish self all on YouTube telling people you're not gonna make a jumpsuit. What is a jumpsuit? Some of you want to be pets and you want a certain type of people to pet you on the head and say, you's a good Negro. In 400 years, they ain't like you. I don't care what you do. You had these doctors, they say they trying to cut them out of the medical system out in California. They thought they was going to get educated and then they'd be accepted. But how can you be accepted when the Lord created you as a black man and woman to be separate and apart? You are outstanding and excellent. In regular life, people don't want to deal with that. You need to get where you're supposed to be. You out here hid in the middle of all these people and black people looking for good care. Let me tell you something. You better quit telling lies on the Father. And you better get yourself in the place that you're supposed to be, which is making sure that your soul gets in. Other people worry about their other soul. You doing work that you're supposed to be doing for customers that you're supposed to be doing it for. You doing a job, you ain't working magic. Do your job and stay free. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to come on here and say that to you and that you need to be careful because these people are slyly trying to get you someplace where they can control you because you outdoing them and they're not keeping up. That's the little secret that anybody tell them. You see, you are outdoing them. You making it against all odds. You living in these fine houses. You see what I'm saying? And they trying to trick you. And they got just enough foolish black people to help them. And just enough foolish people who came over here from the continent not understanding what's going on yet. They is in the middle of it too. We're going to need every hand on deck. We're going to need you to go vote in November. And don't tell me no nonsense about, oh, you trying to scare us and we need to vote blue. Okay? Just because you can't remember Jim Crow. I remember it. I was there. Okay? I was little, but I was there. It was coming to an end. That's true. Okay? But understand something. Jim Crow didn't come to an end to the 80s in most southern states. We didn't integrate to 74. That's what you don't understand. You think you've been free all this time. You ain't been free but about 50 years. And that's what Whoopi Goldberg been telling you every day on the View. And you don't understand that. You think you can sit around and not vote, especially in the southern states. Y'all are a drag on freedom. And freedom was fought where you live. Yet you trying to ignore the whole thing. You won't get up and vote. It's almost like what you're trying to say. You need to vote and really vote blue, up and down the ticket. You need to investigate in different states to find out when your voting is going to take place. Because a lot of these southern states are tricking people into thinking that they're going to vote on this day and they vote on another day. And there's nobody that's going to come in and help you save because you see, you got different courts now that's not on your side. You see? So this is no time to be turning on one another, turning on your sisters and turning on your brother, whatever their proclivities are. We got to stand together. And we don't need to make no rifts with people. We need everybody to stand up. Get your children, they in college, whatever, they need to vote. If they need to take a day off and come home. This is serious business. And we need to be standing on business. Okay. Thank you. Stay safe. Subscribe. Okay? Love you. I see you. I see you. And the Father see you too. Okay? All right.